Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of I'm Pissed, where I get pissed off at certain YouTube topics that really aggravate me. So for today, we've got Tati Westbrook's apology, Keemstar's cancellation, and the shitty copyright issues that I've been facing recently, and also other YouTubers. First section, Tati.
First off, I do want to request something. Actually, before that, I just want to tell you that I missed you guys.
No. Please do not cry in an apology video. Keep your thoughts and feelings composed. I notice this a lot with YouTube apologies where they cry and make the conscious choice when editing to leave it in. Don't. Please don't. Oh, boo, 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 hoo, what was me? No.
But I do want to ask anyone watching this that believes in anything higher than themselves, that believes in any higher power, all higher power, all God is love and the root of love.
I noticed this a lot throughout the video where she mentioned her faith and to pray for everything to be alright and blah blah blah. And maybe I'm a massive cunt who's looking a bit too into it. Actually, no, fuck that. Mentioning her faith was completely irrelevant to the video and was more than likely used for manipulation. And fuck God, he isn't real. I believe it.
If enough people have one opinion about something, it feels like the masses turn the tide really quickly.
Yep, it's AIDS, everyone knows it. However, this statement doesn't hold much weight when you say it due to the fact that you yourself were part of it.
Also, by the way, these are my words. I did write this, and this is from my heart, but I am being careful here, and I think you guys understand why.
A lot of people seem to have a problem with scripting apology videos. On one hand, it seems disingenuous to read what is meant to be a heartfelt apology off of a script, but on the other hand, it's a good way to keep your thoughts formulated to get straight to the point. I don't know how I feel about it though. But maybe she shouldn't have read her entire apology off of a script.
I was very worried and heartbroken, but I did not lie in that video. I never called James Charles a predator, and I never said that James Charles was a danger to society.
Yes, but you very much insinuated it. You had a portion in your video where you recalled a story of when you two were in a restaurant and James Charles was flirting with the waiter. When you told him that he was straight, you said that he said, "Who cares, I'm a celebrity." If you weren't attempting to call James Charles a predator by telling that story, then what were you trying to do? Because that doesn't make any sense. Side note, why the fuck are there mid-rolls in this video? If you're making a video apologizing for your wrongdoings, perhaps don't try and get ad revenue off it.
I've lost over a year of my life terrified of social media and terrified of speaking up against the people that used, coerced, and manipulated me into uploading my video in May of last year. I can usually spot deceit and manipulation a mile away, but my guard was down from being heartbroken, and I allowed myself to be worked by Shane, Jeffrey, and others. James, I am so sorry that I allowed myself to be poisoned and weaponized against you. I'm sorry that I bought into any of their lies.
So throughout the video, Tati seems to apply the blame on Shane and the fruit fly. And she isn't able to show proof because according to her, there would be legalities and problems with it and blah blah. So let's just say, for the sake of this argument, that what she was saying was true. This is not an excuse. You were in your late 30s at the time of making your video, and you're older than both of them. Regardless if they're feeding you bullshit or not, you have a responsibility as not only a YouTuber, but as a fucking adult to do your research and get everything right. Especially with allegations of the shit you were throwing at him, like fucking sexual assault and sexual misconduct. Stay up all night to find out if this shit is true, because there are serious repercussions if you do not.
I was very worried and heartbroken, but I did not lie in that video. I'm sorry that I bought into any of their lies. I did not lie in that video. I'm sorry that I bought into any of their lies.
Well, what is it, Tati? Is it the truth or is it lies? Make up your mind.
As a victim of abuse myself, I know how terrifying it is to think of facing public humiliation.
Now, I'm not here to confirm or deny any of her personal traumas. My only problem is the fact that she mentions this in the first place. This is completely irrelevant to what she's talking about and has no point of being in this video at all. In all honesty, the video would have been much better without that little bit. Alright, now I know I just spent this entire time talking shit on this apology, and that's because it is. She apologized to James, which is the good part, but also spent a nice portion of the video taking a big fat shit on these two. I recommend watching the video for yourself and forming your own opinions. It was decent, but nothing to be proud of, and overall pretty fucking garbage.
Feeling a decent 2 strong 3 on this one. Transition.
Now this next topic also involves something sexual, so I decided that I wanted to combine this all together into a nice sexual assault sandwich. I want to give you guys some backstory before I get into why Keemstar was cancelled. So there's this twitlonger posted by this Twitch streamer named Yvonne, and it basically throws out allegations to this other Twitch streamer by the name of Fedmeister. Now I recommend going to her Twitter and reading the twitlonger yourself, but I'm just going to scoop up the important bits that I felt were the most important for this little section that I'm going to be telling you guys about. I want to start this off by saying Fed was my first friend I felt that I made at offline TV. He was very welcoming and I spent the most time with him out of everybody. We got along really well and quickly became really good friends. We would go on late night food runs and watch movies together in my room since I had a TV. He fell asleep frequently there and it became a pretty normal thing. We always stayed on our sides of the bed and nothing ever really happened until it did. I was lying in bed with all the lights off. The door opened and Fed came in, drunk from going out that night. He crawled into my bed and laid there for a bit. Then he grabbed my hand and held it. And I didn't move at all because I was shocked. He then brushed my hand against his cheek and kissed it after. I was still in a state of shock, trying to process what's happening because this guy is supposed to be my friend. He also knew I had a boyfriend at the time. Next, he stuck his hand inside my sleeve and touched my side next to my chest. And although it wasn't exactly my chest, it was close enough to make me feel extremely uncomfortable and feel like this is not the place where a friend should be touching me. I still couldn't move at this point, and in my head, I was just begging for him to not go any further, praying he would stop there. He did, retracted his hand, and made it seem like he was sleeping. 10 minutes later, he woke up and said, "Whoa, how did I get here?" I asked, "Do you remember anything?" And he said no and left my room. The next day, I went up to his room and asked if he remembered what happened last night. He said no. I told myself that if he forgot, then maybe he didn't know what he was doing because he was drunk, and I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to make it weird between us. A few weeks later, I was lying in bed again, and he came in drunk again. He laid down next to me and told me he was sorry for what happened last time, and that he overstepped boundaries. So then I thought to myself, did he remember this whole time and lied about it? I didn't say anything, and 10 minutes later, he did it again, minus the t-shirt part. Again, I'm scared to say anything, and he fell asleep next to me. The next day, he also acted like nothing ever happened, and I asked him at some point if he remembered anything, and he said no, again. I kept this secret to myself for a very long time. The only people I could tell were my boyfriend at the time and a close friend of mine, and out of respect for me, they didn't tell anyone. I minimized it a lot, and carried on throughout my days as usual. But small things in me started changing without me realizing it. I started avoiding Fed more. I went from hanging out with him all the time to almost never. I tunneled into League because it felt easy to be busy in a game so he couldn't talk to me or bother me. It became the easiest way to avoid him, being addicted to a game. One day I told him what happened between us, and he said he didn't remember / know what happened. He proceeded to say he was a horrible person, and I felt bad and started comforting him. I also told him that my boyfriend at the time, Sean, doesn't blame him and knows he isn't a bad person deep down, in which he responded, yeah, it's in his best interest not to. Thinking back, his thought process was super messed up, because he was more worried about people finding out than how he hurt me. I kept this all to myself, mostly because I didn't want to ruin the peace. My intention for the statement is not to destroy him, but to warn other girls about his behavior. Alright, now I know that was a lot to take in, but in short, the things to take away from that statement were kissing on the hand, being pretty fucking weird, and also being a bit of a loser. I'm gonna give my opinion on this in a bit, but first I'm gonna show you Keemstar's response to this and the reason why he was canceled, I guess you could say.
I'm going to have a little bit of a rant, and I haven't researched everything, so I don't have all the details. So maybe there's something extra to this story that I just don't know about, right? But I just read a Me Too movement or Me Too statement about these gamers. They live in a gamer house. One's a guy, one's a girl. The guy's drunk. He jumps into her bed. He's like putting his hand up against her chin. He like grabs her hand, kisses it. He grazes his hand across her chest. And the girl says, I was so shocked by all these 3 things that I just didn't even react. I just was froze. I didn't say anything. It's your responsibility to say something. If a guy's making a moves on you and you don't want that to happen, you got to say no. Like that's your responsibility. You have to say no. You can't just not do anything and then be like, he wronged me. What? You got to say no. You have to say no. And what are we talking about? This? We're talking about kissing a hand? That's what we're talking about? Now, if you would have said to him, get away from me, and he still grabbed your hand and kissed it, fine. But when you say nothing, no like, hey, you're crossed the line, hey, too much, and he just kisses your hand, why didn't you pull your hand away? Like, I don't get it. Maybe there's more details out there that I just don't know about, right? Maybe there's more stories out there about this individual. Maybe he is a creep, right? But based on what I just read, and I didn't even read the full thing because I couldn't get through it because I was so angry that this person's getting Me Too'd for kissing a girl's hand. You, the female, have a responsibility to say, no, stop. I don't like this. Get away. No, you have that responsibility. I don't have all the details, but if this whole man's career is completely finished and ruined from kissing a girl's hand, I think your career should be ruined too, because that's not right.
Now I think this statement,
it's your responsibility to say something,
doesn't always hold up, but I think in this situation, it absolutely does. This guy seems like he plays the nice guy all the fucking time to get some poon. You even said yourself, you guys are friends. So I think this guy saw it as an opportunity to be like, oh shit, I'm gonna get some pussy, let me try and make some moves. And given the fact that you guys have this close relationship, you should feel even more comfortable to be like, yo dude, no, we're just friends. Now Keemstar was getting body slammed all over Twitter for this, and he was even trending for a couple hours, basically his cancellation. Now obviously Keemstar doesn't ever get canceled, he's been canceled way too many times at this point. But the important thing is that H3H3 came out on Twitter trying to find something to criticize him about. And of course now he's given this golden opportunity to do so. So now he takes it upon himself to ride against Keemstar, trying to virtue signal that Keemstar's this terrible person and that he's not surprised. Now once again, this guy's weird. This guy's a loser. This guy probably plays nice guy all the time to get pussy. Even in the fucking Twitlonger, she herself said that he was talking to multiple people in the friend group, multiple of the girls. So there should be proof enough that this guy just wants to get laid. He's not, I don't think he's a fucking creep in any way at all. He's just some fucking loser who wants to get some pussy. He in no way deserves to have his career ruined at all. And unless more information comes out to further a point that he is a creep, then I will change my statement. But as of now, the fact that she even made this Twitlonger and even tried to make it at all related to the Me Too movement is fucking retarded. It's stupid as shit. It is in no way comparable at all to any of the actual Me Too movements.
Transition.
The copyright system has been up my ass for the past few days and it's pissing me the fuck off. My most recent video, the one about the what is the best album, was claimed and blocked worldwide twice. I tried uploading it the first time. It took 10 hours to upload the first time. I don't know if it's just me, but it took fucking forever. And when it finally uploaded, it was blocked worldwide automatically. Now, this was because I was using the music video, but I had no idea that even using the footage for the music video could get you blocked. So I was like, whatever, I'll fucking change the clips and then, you know, upload it again. And keep in mind, the music I was using was remade instrumentals, so they shouldn't have been claimed at all, right? Wrong. When I re-uploaded it, not only was another live video claimed from the replaced footage that I used, but also some music, some of the remade instrumentals I used were also claimed. How? Why the fuck are the remakes being claimed? They're remakes so that they don't fall under copyright issues. And my video was blocked again. And at this point, I was so fucking pissed. So I had to trim out that little segment, the segment that caused my video to be blocked worldwide. It was the Joey Badass live show. It was shitty quality anyway, so it's not like anyone was there for the shit quality live show that I used as a background clip. But regardless, I trimmed that segment out and it basically ruined my video. And by that point, it was finally able to be viewed by everybody, but it still had some claims. But at that point, I was just done. I was over the fucking copyright issues. I was like, whatever, claim my video. And by the way, when your video gets claimed, it gets automatically suppressed by the algorithm. So good luck seeing that in the search bar. I know I'm not a big channel, but I would have a much better chance if my video was not blocked and claimed. Now, Grade also is facing a problem with this regarding his outro, his old outro. So I'm gonna play a clip of that right now.
Mate, my channel's been demonetized. Fuck! Now, I thought I was making money all this time, right? But turns out I'm not. What? Mate, I'm broke. In the last 3 months, I got 23.6 million views. And for those 23.6 million views, which is almost the entire population of Australia, which is quite the outreach if I do say so myself, I made a grand total of... But you made loads, Greg. Australia's fucking massive. Not even 900 quid. Do you know what the core reason is for this happening? Because of that bastard song that I use at the end of my video. My use of 7 seconds of a song, again, 7 seconds, has basically made my YouTube channel belong to someone else.
The DMCA and Simon Cowell can suck my dick. Alright, fuck off.